Hi tribe, welcome back, or should I rather say welcome back to me, because I took a break for about 2 weeks, a very much needed break. So thank you for being patient and thank you for coming back. So today's topic, I want to talk about the envelope system. I've spoken about it before, and it's one of those budgeting methods that I think is definitely worth trying, especially if you are trying to get your finances in order, especially for those areas that we struggle with. Okay, so what is the envelope system? It is exactly that you will get a couple of envelopes and stash or stuff your money into that. But this is a big but, okay? You cannot use it to put away money for your bond, for your rent, for your car, okay? The system in South Africa is way more sophisticated, where everything can be paid online. So the envelope system is really only useful for areas where you know that you do not have that much discipline, like the rest of us. Okay, we are people. Discipline sometimes escapes us, even the best of us. All right, so the envelope system basically allows you to go withdraw cash, okay, physically, and put it in some sort of envelope and mark it and say, this is for my entertainment. And as I have said so many times on this channel, one of my weakest areas is eating out. And when I'm on holiday, all budgeting goes out the window. I'm the type of person who says, I live once when I'm on holiday. So I think the envelope system, even on holiday, is something that can definitely help. All right, so there are many advantages, because there is a massive, and when I say massive, difference between when you swipe your plastic versus cash. There is something that happens when you touch money physically. I mean, if you are at a restaurant, for example, and your bill, let's say, comes to 1,000 rand, okay, with a card, it's like, man, I mean, it's there, so I'm just gonna swipe it. But imagine you're at a restaurant, now you're counting 100, 2, 3, 4. By the time you get to 6, I'm sure even your stomach, you're just like, did I just spend so much on eating? All right, so there's a big difference between card, plastic, versus real hard cash. So there's some sort of psychology to it, I think, that makes the envelope system such a wonderful system, okay? So that's one advantage. The second advantage is because we are normally not disciplined in those areas, and normally also what we do in our budgets is that we say, oh no, but I know I spent X amount, I know I spent 500 bucks, but then you never know exactly where your money went, because we actually don't spend the amount we say we spend in our budget. Our budget normally are these things that look just wonderful. You know, this is what I do. But your bank statement says something completely different. So I think the envelope system really allows you to know exactly how much you spend for that. So how it works, you go withdraw money and you put it, let's say, for the category of eating out. And you say, I will spend 1,500 bucks for eating out in the month of July, as an example. Then every time you're about to go out, so you see also it makes you very conscious about where you go, when you go, and when you are eating out. Because what often happens, you'll just be sitting here, then, Pam, let's go have lunch.
Yeah.
Then we're out. Let's, that's Pam's favorite word. Let's. Then you're out, but you're not conscious. Then someone else comes through. Oh, okay, no, let's do that. So it makes you aware that, okay, the last time I went out with Pam and I went and took from the envelope, right? So now maybe Reese calls me and says, hey friend, let's meet up for drinks. Now I'm aware that, okay, I'm going out with Reese. So I know I'm going to go to the envelope, take money out. Remember, the budget is 1,500 bucks, right? Remember, that's the budget. So every time you go anywhere, you take that physically from that and you spend. Then you can see this money is getting less and less and less and less and less until there's absolutely nothing. So what happens? It means that for that category, you have zero, kanda, nothing. And you have to either wait for the following month or wait for the following month, okay? Because what we often do, because you are not so specific about that amount, you give yourself leeway, like, it's finished, so, I mean, I still have some money in my bank account. So now it's finished. And I think actually something really happens, because I've tried this method before. Something really happens when you can see that it's about to finish. So now you even move differently, because you're like, hey, I don't want to be mid-month and not be able to go out. So you kind of space it out now. It's no longer as frequently. So it has really, really big advantages. But again, with anything else in life, there are disadvantages or why it won't work, right? So the first one, it's a bit annoying because it means you have to go to the ATM and withdraw cash. Okay, so now you have to get out of your house and go to the ATM. Okay, so that's one thing that I can say it's a downfall. Then on top of that, obviously, when you withdraw cash, there are fees to it, right? Depending on how much it is that you're going to withdraw. What's another one, Pam?
Disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh, we live in South Africa, right? And carrying cash is not the most advisable thing. But obviously, you're not going to go withdraw 10,000. I mean, it's for small things that really just mess up your budget. Remember, a small leak can sink a ship, all right? So while there are disadvantages for sure, I think you have to look at the overall opportunity cost, the overall, what do I get in return at the end of the day? Yes, there's a fee. Yes, maybe you're just lazy to go to the ATM. But if you're looking at the bigger picture of how much you spend on things that just get you completely out of your budget versus the fee that you are going to pay versus the advantage and the benefit you're going to get out of the envelope system, I think definitely it is a method that is worth looking into, all right? So with any type of investment, with any type of budgeting tool that you are going to use, there are things that you're probably not going to like. So you have to look at the bigger picture. What is the benefit overall, all right? So today, of course, I brought my own envelope system. So it's not an envelope as such, because, we're a little bit modern now. And this is how you use this book, all right? So as you can see, it has a budget sheet where you can write, okay, this is how much I spend, the date, that sort of thing, to really help you keep track of what it is that you're spending on, all right? So here you will see it has little places where you can write your notes. And on the first sleeve, you can say, okay, this is my money for eating out. And it's a pocket sleeve, and you put your money in there. So let's say eating out, you put how much ever, $200. If you're a student, $500. If you are a family, obviously it will be a little bit more than that. And you put it in there and you close it. Again, the next sleeve also has a budget sheet to say, okay, this is how much I have put in the sleeve, and this is how much I'm spending on this day, and you write the balance down. Then it can be for grooming, because you want to do your hair, you want to do your nails. And it's so surprising, right? I love doing my nails, but I hate going to the salon. Just sitting for 2 hours. I mean, Pam knows I complain about it all the time. I'm like, I wish I could just go leave my hands somewhere else and just get them done. Even with my hair. That's why I don't do braids anymore, because it just takes so much time, right? And for grooming, I know it's important for a lot of people. It's important to me too, if it didn't take so much damn time. And you can put money in there. And I know some people spend quite a lot of money on grooming. So if you are that type of person, you can say, okay, this month I promise to only spend $600, to only spend $1,000 on grooming, and you put it in there. Once it's finished, You can roll like this, like me, with my nails, okay? Then, as you can see again, the same thing applies here. The budget sheet where you can write down what you've been spending and you take that money out. And here it's gift to myself, okay? Remember, with personal finance, you still need to enjoy yourself, because part of life is really enjoying yourself. So gift to myself. So this could be, let's say you saw some nice shoes that you want and you're saying, in 2 months time, I want to have saved enough to buy them cash instead of using a credit card, instead of using an overdraft. So you can just stash that money in there and say, at the end of 2 months, at the end of 3 months, I'm going to buy myself a little gift. All right. And literally all these pockets, it's all up to you what you're going to use them for. All right. So pocket money, if you have kids, you know, also teaching them about money. If you have kids and you give them pocket money, you can say, all right, I give my kids 200 rand a month, or I give them 500 rand a month, depending on how old they are. And you show them. And I think actually even for kids, you can buy it for kids, right? And they can have their own categories: saving, gifts, fun, eating out, whatever it is. And you can say, all right, here's your pocket money. And if it's 200 bucks, they can physically see the money. Because what's happening now with our kids, they just see us using all these cards, just swiping, but they don't actually get a sense of what money is, right? So I think this is a brilliant way also to teach them about responsibility, teach them about money. So in here, they can see that, okay, last week you took 50 bucks. This week you took another 50. Now you're left with 100 bucks. You know, if you want anything else and you go there, when you come back, there's nothing in here. So there's no more money for you for your pocket money, all right? Then obviously another thing, we always act so surprised. I know that Pam's birthday is in August, right? I know it's her birthday. But in August, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's Pam's birthday. I need to get a gift. But I haven't even budgeted for it. I knew at the beginning of the year that it's her birthday. So I should have started saving a little bit. Even if it's 150 rand, whenever I can, 200 bucks here, 400 rand there, whenever I have some money, I should be doing that so that nothing is shocking. And these are the small things that completely take us out of our budget, all right? And also Christmas gifts. Christmas gifts. Every single year we're like, oh my gosh, we can't believe it's Christmas. We know Christmas is gonna come. Every single year, it definitely comes. And then there's that Christmas rush of buying gifts. So also you can put it down here and say, you know what, from February, so that you give yourself a breather in January. From February, I'm gonna start just putting 50 bucks away, a little bit away, to make sure that around Christmas, I can get my loved ones small gifts, you know? And that's how it goes. So literally it has so many sleeves, and you can even say other, all right? But I think also how you can use this book is if you are someone who likes keeping a record of what you're spending. I know this other friend of mine, she writes everything down that she spends. So on that day she'll write, okay, I spend this much, and she'll keep the slips. So you could do it as part of that, and you can keep your slips in here just to keep track of what it is that you're spending your money on. Remember, the whole thing about budgeting is having control and knowing exactly where your money went, instead of you asking, Pam, you know, at the beginning of the month I had a lot, but now I can't even point to where it went exactly. But I think there's something really powerful about knowing exactly where your money went. I'll give you an example. When I sold my little Chevy a couple of years ago, I can't remember how much did I sell it for. Oh goodness, I can't remember. Let's say I sold it for 20,000 as an example. Whenever I have amounts like that, regardless of how big or small, I always put it down somewhere. So for example, this time around it would be here. All right, 20,000. Because you know that you're a human being, you know, and money is exciting, hey? When it hits your account, it's very exciting. So what I do even before I receive money, I write it down. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to be receiving. So let's say it's 20,000 as an example. It could be 500,000, it could be 600,000, it could be 80K, okay? Whatever that amount is for you. Then whatever I spent from that money on that day, I come back and write it. Then the following day, I come back and write it. Then you quickly realize just how small that amount of money is. So it's just bringing that awareness, always knowing that there's something you have to be accountable to, something you have to look back and say, okay, maybe I need to reel this whole thing in, all right? So that is the envelope system. And since we are not using paper envelopes, we're using something a little bit more sexier. Pam, actually, can you give me the pink one as well behind there? Okay, Pam, while Pam is gonna hand me the pink one, this is the envelope system, and I am selling these cutie pies. As you can see, they're very cute. So it can be for yourself, as I've mentioned, and I'm going to be using this for eating out and for when I do go on holiday, because we all know how I am. And they are retailing for 250 Rand, and I'll be selling them through my website. But not just for you, for your kids as well. You know, if you want to start teaching them about money, if you want to teach them about how personal finance works, that they need to save, that they need to enjoy a little bit, that they need to do gifts, and gifts don't just appear and say, hey, mommy, we need to buy a gift for X and Y, that they can start saving and start being responsible little people, okay? So right now, currently, they are in this beautiful color. What color is this?
Like lavender.
Lavender, yes, I like that better, that purple. Lavender, and if you're more of a pinkish girl, I love this one too, the pink one. So you will be able to get them from my website, and I'll link it below. And let me know how you want to use this book and use the envelope system. And if you are the type of person, or if you are someone who's used the envelope system before, let me know how it's worked out for you and why you love it. Thank you so much for watching, Tribe. And of course, we're back, so we are doing videos every single week from now on. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon.